Jamaica Selectboard meeting to order on Monday, September 14th. First on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the August 24th meeting. In the public present should be Nelson Coleman. And then, I know this is picky regular, you've got me instead of meeting, a Y instead of a T, but that's okay.
Where are you?
In the beginning.
I know, where are you writing this?
Huh?
What
Oh,
number?
I'm
I
getting
never looked at that. Up on the top.
You missed it, I wanted to catch it before you did.
See, I just go down to the, who knew?
I wanted to catch it before you did.
Ah.
You see that, Ed?
Oh, it's the very top.
Yeah.
You're throwing it to you.
Meeting is MEEYING.
It's a new word.
Me.
Also, if I'm reading it correctly, in number, actually, we have 2 ones.
There seems to be one.
Yeah. Is the word and. It should be an amendment, A-N.
When reading and approved? No.
Discussion of the costs. It's about the 5th or 6th line down.
Discussion of the cost of such and. You're right,
Such
didn't
as-
catch that one either.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And in,
Number 5, the L should be a V, VLTC. It should be VLTC.
So it should be V in front of the L.
oh, yeah,
No, it should be VLTC,
right.
not LCTA,
VLCT,
not
right?
LCLT, VLTC.
Oh, yeah.
VLTC.
It's Vermont Leagues of Towns and Cities.
Okay. And then hours at number 8 should be no W, unless that's hours for the Western Hemisphere.
Could be that.
Any other corrections or omissions?
Looks good to me.
I move that we accept the minutes as amended.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Okay, number 2 is to approve the timesheets for the town office, Lister's Highway and Transfer Station. Number 3, select board to review and sign select board orders. Time for public concerns, there's no public. Mr. Bryan is going to be next. Okay, Brian is from,
Yeah.
Go ahead, you go ahead, Judy.
Okay. Passing out, you have that.
No, this is the transfer station.
This is some of the concerns. Do you have your
I
copy?
have mine, yeah, okay.
And this is yours.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And just to kind of clue you in, Brian Rapanotti.
Correct.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, nailed it.
He and I have been kind of corresponding and also talking on the phone. If you remember from last meeting, we were talking about Damon Smith being wanting, and his wife wanting to cooperate with us around the town hall well. So when Damon had said that he had contacted Brian and began to talk. Now, Brian actually did the work on the sell of the house so that
Yes.
Mr.
They were
Smith
concerned, just wanted to, before they close on the house, to
Right.
know that at some point they could drill a well.
Yeah,
Right now it's a spring way up on the hill. Past 250 feet past where the town hall one is, so they just wanted to know, is it possible before they close on it? So that's how,
that's how
I
you
guess,
got in
kind
touch
of,
with
yeah,
him.
no doubt.
And then when
And not actually for, I don't know if it was for Dane, I think it was more for the other owner, is who I
Yes,
worked for
in
initially.
order for the
So,
sale to take place.
in order for it, that's what I had to provide the other Smith,
Right.
I can't think of his name right now, but
That was
Ralph.
actually Smith.
Ralph, I think, yeah. So Ralph, I provided that to him, so, And then our conversations with
Right,
Damon started
Damon
after he
began.
bought it, and then he started kind of picking my brain a little bit.
Right, and then when I found out and brought it to the board meeting last time, and we talked about wanting to pursue that whole thing of his cooperation, that we had come to some conclusions. I mailed that to Damon, and then with that, he recontacted you, I think,
Yes,
to talk
it was
about that. And
at that
then at that point, I was concerned that he was telling you to go ahead and start making plans, and I hadn't cleared it with the board yet. So I kind of called you
Right,
to
yeah.
tell you, whoa, wait a minute, because I hadn't brought it up. This was all during the time between, because we've been gone for 3 weeks because of the time frame of second and fourth. So, all of this then has happened since then, and I guess if you want to begin, I actually, for our select board, printed out your email so that they all had heads up on what you might be talking about.
Okay.
Before you begin, I would like
I
to
have some
spread our maps,
maps as well, too.
okay? So that you guys have an idea. You guys can have this, if you can share that, and we have this thing to share,
Okay, good.
okay? So you can see, okay, as he talks. Now, Brian has had conversations, I guess, with the
Dave,
with the
yeah.
Smiths again,
So,
and came up with all of this.
yeah, I guess, so Damon, I think they really want to help this situation out. Although I'm not, from my conversations we've had, I'm on the same page with them. He's pretty much hired me to kind of come in. He's dealing with talking to you, and then talking to the well company, and then talking to me, and so he's kind of hired me to come in and kind of collect all the information, gather it all, and present him, I guess, with a bigger picture. When he initially purchased the property, I think it was an easement, it's no big deal. You know, I don't think he fully understood a lot of parameters around it, you know, the impacts on the property, and that's some of that's laid out in the email. So that's when he started picking my brain, and I started to fill him in on this and fill him in on this, and it started to be, well, I didn't really understand that. So initially I think, you know, he was, yeah, let's go for it, let's do it, but as he's fully understood, I think they still want to do it and they want to see it through, but there's some questions and they want to make sure that the impact of their property is not, you know, in helping you guys, they don't really detract from what they have going on, so.
Yeah, and actually, to let you know, our board is very much aware that we want to be as fair to him as
Exactly.
we would like that fairness to.
Right, yeah. And obviously I wasn't, you know, I've only been involved with this for a month, so I don't know, this sounds like this was going on for a couple of years at least, maybe,
We
this
have been
process?
working on this permit for 2 years.
Yes, okay.
And we just got this permit, when was that, back in April maybe?
I believe it was April.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
and that's with the family on the other side.
okay. And the problem, I guess you're seeking access, an access easement through,
Well,
I mean, that's where I guess, where I don't know exactly what you, you
Exactly right.
know.
What we discussed at the board meeting was that if he were willing to share a well with us, that maybe we could share the cost of the well
Yeah,
and put it on his land. And if not, what we would continue on with using our original plans, but maybe to use his land as an easement in order to get up to our well, instead of going in an area direction that will be rather steep for us.
right.
So, however, we do have a permit, as you are aware of.
Yes.
to go up on, what would that be, the left side of the town hall,
Yeah.
and to get up to where the well is sited. So he misunderstood me and thought that he could share that well to become that's the well that he thought we were going to share with him, and I kind of straightened him out and said, no, that land belongs to somebody else.
Okay. So,
I have a question.
Yes.
On your number one, with the roadway coming off South Hill, that's what you're looking at?
yeah,
Coming off South Hill? Because that would be another easement for us.
right, yes, and I, that was just a question that Damon brought up, is there any other way to access it from above? I think the more he's explored access through his backyard, I think the less, the more obstacles we've occurred from, I mean, he never even thought about, well, if we build a road through there, you're gonna have to cut trees, and you're gonna have to, you know, and that kind of, you know, certainly changes things. Also, there's a septic system kind of in the driveway, so the well truck's gonna have to drive over the septic system. There's also, I just drove by earlier, there's a big maple tree that sits between his house and the, you know, that's certainly, that's probably have to lose a lot of branches on the side. A potential replacement septic area for him in the future is in the area where the easement would go, so that could potentially make life difficult for him down the road. I guess he's not necessarily in a position to have to drill a well, but that's an option, I guess, and, you know, sharing the cost of it and stuff like that. But I guess he was concerned with, I mean, is there no other access to up above, to the well site as permitted now? Seems like it's, I mean, I've surveyed it and walked it, it doesn't, I'm a little, I don't know how you're gonna get to it, I guess, is where.
Well, we actually have discussed that with Mr. Frost, who is the well driller. And the conclusion that we have come with the help of Lexa's husband, Steve, is that we will have an excavator at the upper level and a bulldozer at the lower level to push the 45,000 pound
Right, yeah, and that's
rig
what,
up.
I spoke with Mr. Frost too, and that's what,
Yeah.
and he seemed to think that it was gonna be, you know, very difficult without coming across. And I can show you on my
Yes.
plan, which I don't know if you guys have seen it, I brought a couple of those.
There's a little
Mine
road that's
has
there.
a little bit more detail, I think, than the Bell plan, because I've done some of the work, you know, strictly on our property, but, I'll start over, I don't know where you want to start here, but. Yeah, here's the town hall, driveway coming in through here. As we come up here, there's these two dotted lines coming through here, is an old logging road, it looks like, of some
Yes,
sort.
it's not very long.
It's not very long, no, and it looks like it starts kind of, but this is the metal, there's a metal standpipe in the back, and in a while, you guys must have done that,
I don't know where you're pointing, because it's hard to figure
So
that out.
here is the double, that's the edge of the old logging road here.
Okay, except I don't think it's that long. My understanding, it starts down here.
It starts roughly in here. Comes up. I don't think it goes all the way to the well, but it starts to get flat now.
Okay.
But that,
It's a shared leach field. This is a shared leach field, not a shared septic,
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Yes,
well, terminology, septic is,
Okay, all right, I
yeah,
just,
septic can be, is a tank and a leach field, I mean, yeah, I guess we
Right,
can.
yeah, we have a leach field that
Right,
if we go
shared.
over lines, we have to go over,
right.
which is not an impossibility.
Correct. So this, as you see this, and when we talked to Frost, that road, those two dotted lines I talked about, which are right
Yeah. I see.
here and here,
Right.
that's, you know, he seems to think that that's the best way to get it up there. If we look over here, I mean, this is steep, I mean, we're talking,
Yeah.
you're talking 40-50% steep, I mean, that's a major.
Right, I believe he was talking about
Yes.
this, about the old log road.
And what our plan is that the town, would level that to a, you know, a more workable area.
Correct.
And then put it back, in really the best shape.
Right.
So that that's not an impossibility.
No, it's certainly not. As you can see also too, the work that I did for him are these two, what we call location 1 and location 2. These are potential drilled wells for the Smiths.
Okay, we didn't know where those
Location
were.
2 and location 1.
Okay, this is in the lower level.
This is.
Yeah,
Here, right?
And
This is the road, that's up
Oh,
above.
no,
Yeah,
this is
not
the-
as high as us.
Not as high as your site, no.
Can you explain who owns this? This is the Smith property. Who owns this?
This is the Smith property as well.
Okay, so,
They own 2 parcels. They
Oh,
own this
okay.
piece
I-
and this piece.
Good, okay.
and this is the Heinz property.
The Heinz is, it does a,
Actually, this part here, part of it goes to Pam.
it's
Her
a,
house
it's
is
a
over
funny
there.
triangle, like it's something like this,
So
or
these
I don't
aren't-
have
these
that
aren't
information on that, but I didn't
property
do the Heinz
No,
property.
this-
Does this show up on this other one?
Nay, but this isn't all that.
And we flip it around, now, so we're now looking
Yeah,
uphill,
this
so
is
this is
Heinz.
up here.
No, the Heinz is here, but
Oh,
it's,
yeah, this
Oh,
is.
it doesn't look,
Okay, this one here?
This is
He
he
Heinz.
is here, but I don't know,
Okay, who's this one?
I've seen a tax map from you guys that has like a
No.
Oh,
diagonal
oh,
piece
okay.
like that, or, either way, there's a
That's the
little
new
small,
one that was just put in.
little
That's
small
actually-
chunk.
Right,
that-
Fix that property.
Right.
Yeah, that
And he
damn-
owns the area here,
Smith owns this and
from Route
Smith.
30 to his property.
Through
So
here,
that
right,
does-
okay.
doesn't really
Yeah.
show the boundaries that much.
And see, this shows it a lot less steep coming up through here. I mean, there's more than, I mean, that thing, that wall is, I mean, the slope behind this house is straight up, so. So I don't know, I mean, so you guys are just planning on essentially really coming up, I mean, up this section?
Yes, that, right now, if we are not able to get an easement to use Smith's land to go, actually, let me look at that, show you on our map. If we can come
To this one.
up
I'm
from this
flipping it.
direction,
I'm gonna put it back and forth.
all the
Put it
way
in the
up
same directions, okay, now
to
we're reading it.
where
Now we can read
our
it.
well is, that's what we're
But
really
these are the
looking
two
for.
choices
We
you got
would
for
use
wells.
part of this that's already there.
Where do we wanna do it?
Our thoughts were, that we would put a culvert here, because that brook does flow.
No.
Right.
It's not all the time, but it does flow. And that we
Yeah,
would
the
have
spring
the
is up
town
here.
put a culvert
I thought
there,
it was-
so that the truck could go across,
Oh.
and then end up here and then cross over to the well.
Yeah.
That was what we were hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when I read number 5 around the issue of cutting the trees, actually the trees are mostly on Heinz's
Where was
land,
that plan going?
which is right around here.
Well, this is
Not that
all
many.
fairly forested through here.
So.
Not as much as.
Not as many, no, but I mean, that's certainly an issue that they had was, this is pretty much
Up here.
open
Somewhere on that.
to this property line here. This is all kind of grass. Anything up here is all,
Not far.
you know, woods. You know, there's
Yeah.
a row of trees along through here.
So this well is on the Heinz property,
Yes,
but you're saying that originally our idea was to come straight up here, or
Yes.
we're gonna have to divert it?
no, our original, was to come up, and I think it's still doable. Except this is what he has to lay down the, I forget what you call those things.
Right, the steel.
Yeah, the steel, in order to spread the weight out.
So point again to where the original plan was for the original well.
Right up,
Right up there.
right up through.
Is that, where's the spring?
The spring's right next to the, they're like
Yeah.
about 10 feet apart or something.
Correct.
So this is the original plan.
Yes, that's the original plan.
Is this stone wall here?
Yes,
So you have to stay inside the stone wall.
Right. And what we were hoping was that we could get an easement to come up this side here, have a culvert put here, because this does have water in it. It eventually goes into an underground pipe that goes out towards the street. To come up here, to cross over to this area, to come up around here, pick up the road.
The road
And
actually,
then-
the road runs, pretty much splits, kind of runs along. This has the road and the boundary line on it better than that. You can see, here's the culvert that he talks about. The town hall piece takes a corner, and that there's a metal corrugated pipe that sticks up out of the ground. There's a swale that runs
Yeah.
up through here like this. And the road starts, may not be right there, but it's pretty much, we're certainly by location 1, this road picks up and heads that way, so.
It
Half of
doesn't go
it's-
all the way though.
Yeah, no, I don't, it probably stops right
So
here at the top.
you're looking at to come up this way and then up here.
Yeah.
So how much trees are there in this little section here?
Well, there's a great deal of trees down in this part of the world. There are, a few here. It's not gross. But one of his things that he was concerned about was that there would be permanent changes in use and value to the land because of the trees. Lots of trees to be cut, land to be reshaped, stream to be dealt with. Well, actually, what we were thinking of when we were putting in the culvert, if he would allow us, is that we would in fact help him get over. We would leave the culvert in and get over so he could have use of the land beyond the ditch.
But the road ends here, and so doesn't his access, so,
No, even to cross over,
yeah.
to cross over by foot. Right now, he has to go down the ditch and over.
I think, one detriment to him is that that's one of his well locations, and the road and easement would go right through that, so that would kind of rule out him being able to do anything. Another thing, his possible septic replacement area is, now this is fairly wet over here. I guess at one point this failed system was dumping onto the backyard. So
Yes.
this is fairly wet.
Mhm.
His septic area, his replacement area is in here,
Okay.
potentially in here. So, that easement, and I don't think it can be, I guess it could be, but there's a huge maple tree here. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
That's barely can get a vehicle underneath over here, it's so big. So that would certainly have to be cut down or,
I don't think it would.
I don't
maybe
think
not,
so.
maybe they
No,
can
there's
trim
no
it.
way that.
Well, the branches, my truck, with just the floor that comes out here, there's branches that hit it, and that's only 8 feet tall, so a well truck is
Right.
25 feet tall, so it would at least have to be trimmed.
Yeah, it might have been true.
Trimmed,
but I don't
or
think
maybe he
that's-
can drive through it and just hope that it doesn't.
Because our land actually is the drip line,
Right, yeah, that's pretty tight, yeah, no,
so.
and then there's a septic in here too.
Mhm.
Which-
That's close to the house for him.
We don't really know where it is. That's we've taken this from just various people. It's off of the corner of the house here. It's potentially the driveway is more to this side, so I don't know if the well truck's coming through the driveway, or is it coming, are we offsetting it to this side? If we're doing that, then,
And we would have kept it closest to the town hall.
right, so then, there's gravel and stuff. I guess there's just a lot of things for them to make a decision, and we can go through the list, I guess, briefly, but for him to be able to make a decision, he needs to know more of these parameters. What's the road gonna look like? A road to get a well truck up there has gotta be 20 feet, at least 20 feet wide, and then the shoulders have gotta be stabilized. Frost is not gonna drag that truck up there with a bank falling off on one side. He seemed to think there's no, and I don't, yes, this is possible on your plan, I guess, to head up there, but to head straight up that, but you're talking cuts and fills of 20, 25 feet. I think excavation, I think you're looking at like $30,000 or $40,000 in excavation costs to come up there I mean, and
Well-
if you took a look at it, I mean, it is pretty steep, lots of trees, you know, it can be done, yes.
Huh?
I walked up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If I can walk up there.
Yeah, it is.
It's not,
and
it's not like this.
also our
Okay.
town would be doing it rather than having,
okay, well, that's something that he doesn't know that, so I'm telling him what, you know, if, you know, what are the costs involved? He doesn't know any of that information, whether you guys are doing the work, whether he's got, you know, he's doing the work.
if we went this direction, we would be using this piece, which
Right.
is Heinz's
Yeah.
piece. If we came and shared it with him, we would be having it someplace over on his land.
Right, his preference would be, if he's gonna give you an easement, he would like to be able to hook up to a well.
Which well?
To the new well was drilled, whether it's on the other property or whether it's on.
I don't think he can ever hook up to the other one.
Okay,
I think that's a
that's,
given.
and that's been, is that a definite no, or, I mean,
Well, because the owner of the easement that we do have with this family are thinking of someday making a small development, and they would like to hook into that well. So with that in mind, I think that's probably
Right, we wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, we would not be able to do that. And we'd have to have permission from
from
them
that,
in
okay.
order to have him hook into that well. So I don't think that that's
That's
a
not,
given.
okay.
Or that is a given, that it's not gonna work for him to hook into that well.
Okay,
I think it's, for these new folks, it's just, it's hard for them to understand because they live in the city, so they have to turn on the faucet and there's city water and stuff like that. And it's difficult to come in and, you know, somebody wants to do something and they just bought the new property, which I understand
right,
where they're coming from. I would suggest that we go back to our original plan
Yeah, I'm really.
and stay
thinking
on
that.
the left-hand side of the town hall and work with the Tweedies and
okay.
the Heinzes.
Yeah,
And come up and connect to this one up there.
Yeah, and have the new well drilled where the spring is.
We already have the permits from the
Yeah.
IDEs.
Yeah,
Right,
they're all
yeah.
in place for,
we're ready
all
to
everything's
go.
ready to go.
Yeah.
And this will take, you know, I understand where these folks are coming from,
Right,
and,
yeah, I don't think it's, fortunately, I don't think from there, it's not something they're willing to make a decision.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna arrive at it quickly. And
no,
that's- and it's
no,
not-
we need it.
And it's not that they don't wanna help you, it's that it's,
Yes.
It's new to
there's a
them.
lot of stuff and they need to fully
Right,
understand
right,
it
Right.
and make sure that it doesn't, and there's a lot of components.
How does this work?
Oh,
If
yeah.
we drill the well here,
Yeah,
wherever our well is this supposed to be,
yeah, that's
Protected?
all, actually, yeah. if you look
Yeah, it's a
over
protected
here,
zone,
yeah,
so it
protected
really means
zone.
no septic systems.
Right.
okay, so how does that affect your location two, which appears to be in that,
Yeah,
There's some rules against interference, if it was in an area where wells didn't produce a lot of water, that would be an issue, but I don't believe, Frost doesn't seem to think there's an issue with that, so.
also, are you aware that there's a high wire line that goes through that they've been spraying?
Yeah, well, they haven't sprayed it in a couple of years,
Yeah,
but
2
yeah,
years.
that runs, I mean, right now it runs right over the top of the dug well.
Right.
So that's certainly up there, and I don't know, I mean, that kind of runs like something like maybe parallel with this property line,
do we need to, I mean, if this is being designated as a protected area,
Yeah.
does that mean that we have to have an easement from him for that protection?
No. No.
It just means that once we put our well in there, you've got to site your septic based on
Outside of that.
where the nearest,
Outside of that zone.
and
Yeah.
given the fact that it's downhill, does that mean that?
It's smaller, so it's 100 feet in this direction and 200 feet uphill.
I see.
So, and here's the Smith well that they have now, right now, it's way,
Whoa,
it's
that is
way up.
way up.
It's- There's kind of a road up there with a little house.
I didn't realize that. It was that high.
Yep.
The other thing that would happen for us is that if we did have it on their land, we would have to get all new piping. Right now, we can hook into our piping that we already have.
Mhm.
Is that, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So. So what do you guys think?
Well, the thing that's going through my mind, what was the original advantage to abandoning the first idea and coming to the other, the one we're
Easier
talking about?
access?
Yeah,
It was
Plus
easier
not
access
having to access over this.
over that section right there.
and the narrowness
Yeah.
of this route.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't sound like that's gonna be,
So here's the original plan. You see how narrow that area
it's
is.
a narrow little area.
Plus, it's encumbered by this stone wall, which
Mhm.
means you can't divert this way. It
Gotcha.
has to all be on that side.
And there's a drainage on the high steel.
And I-
This is our pipeline too, I guess, isn't that what it is? We don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Is
that's,
that how it is, the house?
I know, we can't figure that out.
well, it's hard to say, I mean, I can't speak for Bell, but a lot of the stuff was done a long time ago, so it's kind of, you kind of just take a guess at where you think it might be, and it may or may not be in that area. I mean, same thing with like septic, it's you kind of, oh, the old guy that lived here said he put it here, but, you know, it could be here, and so, you know, that's where he's showing it. I don't know if he's proposing new line, I don't
And
know.
that's our septic tank.
No, oh,
Yes, that's
Yes.
a tank.
That's our
Septic
tank.
And
yes,
this is the leach area.
yeah,
And
Share with
and
this.
we
tank.
share with that, with the trees.
And all that is on the Tweedy property, correct?
No,
Heinz
it's on
That's
Heinz.
On the Heinz property. What's the Heinz?
Well, it
line?
looks like it may, some of it may actually be
Yeah,
on.
one.
Oh, this is the Heinz line right here?
spec
Yes.
is on
Okay.
Mine's
the
Tweedy
property.
Munger.
All right.
Yeah.
So we had to get permission from them too,
Mm.
for that teeny tiny spec, which we did.
Yeah, we did do that.
And I can throw this out to Dana too, I mean, if you're gonna access it from this side, I'm not sure as though they would be opposed to hooking over here and hooking up to the road, if that's an easier route for you guys.
That's basically what we were originally asking for.
Okay,
And then he kind of talked about, Damon, about joining, because he was thinking that he had well problems also.
yeah,
And then, so we thought, well, maybe we can share, and not go with what we have. And I told him that we would need a whole new permit and all of that to go with it.
so that may look, if we cross up here, I mean, maybe you can come to here and then turn
Yeah.
and come up
then
the
come
road.
up,
I think
yeah.
that would be, really, along this property line, there is a tree line with some maple trees and an old stone wall. You know, so that's some of the shock is, okay, if you come up this side, I mean, you're really gonna have to cut. It's gonna change the look of the back, look of the backyard. I don't necessarily think he's necessarily opposed to that, but I think that would be kind of a last ditch effort, I guess. And if you guys are confident that you can go up the other side, I think, I'm pretty positive, I'd have to talk to him, but I'm pretty sure if you came up this way, he would let you hook, because now you're hooking in on the other side of the trees, and it's gonna maintain the buffer from the house.
Mhm.
But it would cause a problem if he wanted to put his water or septic down here.
Well, now, what we were worried about, if the easement came up through here and looped in this way, this is usable septic area here. Certainly the well.
So if we come up this, we go around that usable area, so that's protected.
Right, you might come up here and then hook in over here.
And then we can get up here.
It would eliminate that location, but I don't know if he's really, I don't know if they're really willing to put a well in at this point, so, I mean, they're content with the spring at this point, so.
Well,
I guess they just wanna explore, if there's gonna be an easement, is there a way to,
This is a
Temporary easement.
potential.
They're all they have to be permanent.
So if it's potential, once we are in place and functioning, could they not still then go back and drill in that spot? Just go down between the tracks?
Right, but if they grant you an easement is permanent, so we couldn't put the well in the easement.
For maintenance of our well.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we
But
have to
if-
have the maintenance.
If he gave us permission to come this way, would he want to, hook up to our well?
Sounds like Judy says he can't because of the Heinz's restrictions.
Belongs to Heinz.
Oh, that's right, too, I'm sorry, that's right.
Which, yeah, and I don't know, I mean, if the Heinz, I mean, right now, the dug well they have behind, that's on, is actually on the Heinz's, I mean, it takes up
Oh, is it
about 10
already on
acres, you know, it takes up it's a dug well, so the offsets are 150 and 500 feet up in the uphill. So, you know, from a septic designer myself, it would be good for the Heinz's to not have that big well shale on their property if they're looking to develop it, but that's, I mean, we haven't had that conversation with them, so I don't know if abandoning the well that we, you know, we have would help, if it would be a benefit to them, I don't know that, and I guess no one's really asked that. I also, from their standpoint, you guys have kept this new well under a community water supply, by limiting the number of people and the number of
Yes.
times per year.
Right.
If the Heinz's want to hook into it, it's going to jump up into a community supply
Right.
pretty quickly. So,
Right.
and I don't even know if they're aware of that.
Yeah,
you know.
and I also talked about, I wrote to,
There's just a lot of there's a lot of moving parts to it. It's not an easy solution. And from my standpoint, as a designer, it's a mess. I mean, it's
It is.
Yeah, and
And I understand the rules, I mean, if it was me, I'd,
I guess my thinking is that let's keep it simple,
right,
let's stay with this route, not worry about another easement.
well,
If
that's.
this is a workable route,
Yeah,
then that's what I would do.
that's my vote too.
Okay.
that's what I thought too.
And they have a way of getting the equipment up so they get.
Yeah, by
Push and pull
using
system,
a
yeah.
push and pull,
And we're not gonna encroach on their property at all, we're gonna,
No,
yeah.
yeah, we won't damage the property.
I don't think it's a problem. You know, if a tree fall, I really don't think they're not. Like I said, they're really not trying to be difficult,
No,
and they're
no,
actually.
it's
I mean, he's worried that if for some reason it turns no, that you guys are gonna hate it.
Oh, God,
But so I mean, really, they want to make it. And if push came to shove, they would make it happen regardless. But
Yeah.
you know,
No,
I
we
just think they
understand
want
that.
to make
We
sure
want that
if
to
it
be-
has to be done.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think
just
you
know
would
what-
make it happen at all costs,
Right.
but I mean, if there's another way that doesn't, you know, affect, I think that would be preferably his
Yeah.
solution.
And that's what we've been really trying to figure out, along the way, so. I guess, do you want to have him explore with them around that other type of easement?
you mean to have put the well on his side?
No, to keep the well where it is, but,
For
but
access.
the access is to come into here and then cross over, right?
No, my thinking is if we do not use this, the advantage of using this is not to worry about damaging this.
Right,
If we're gonna come over this anyways, my thinking is just go straight if we can,
okay,
don't bother with the
right, the curvature,
curvature, let's just go
Yeah,
straight up.
the problem is right here now.
Right.
Right,
yeah.
this is, I mean, it's a little, you can see the contours,
Yeah.
create a little bit of a challenge, but,
Right.
Well, if you look at, there's a little bit of by looking at the contours, there's a little bit of a path around that way, but.
right.
Yeah,
Well, and you can
I
see
think
that
that much
more on
difference.
my plan if you can. The road is kind of flat and there's a big steep bank that runs, these triangle points here. That's at the bottom of a bank that runs along this road here.
Okay.
And you can see it kind of, it's not quite as Bell
well, let's see, ours
predicted,
would
but
be coming over here.
would be coming
wouldn't
up,
it? This way?
yeah, up this way. And
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, whatever you have, it would be running along this, right up along this line. Once you
Well,
get to
no.
here, it's really
Yeah.
easy. I mean, once it
Yeah,
flattens out, once you get to this point, it flattens out. It's
Right.
really that steep,
Yeah,
it's
That's
that
short,
one
it's short,
steep
this is short
section.
area, yeah.
I mean, it looks like it drops, what's the scale? It equals 30, so it looks like, it drops, it goes up 10 feet and probably about 70 feet, maybe, or, it's a pretty good drop, but it's doable, for sure.
Mhm.
Well, if Frost thinks he can do it, and it certainly simplifies the process that we only have to get easements from one property, we've got already that.
Right.
Two of them, but you got both,
Well,
you
Yeah,
got easements for both.
Yeah,
Tweedy.
Tweedy and Hines,
Right.
then that would seem to be, I'm in favor of the simple. And I completely understand his position, I don't think anybody holds any animosity.
Right.
I mean, he's trying to figure out what's going on in his future, he doesn't know either.
Right, I mean, we've even looked at trying to add a bedroom to the house, so we looked at some septic, which is difficult down here anyways, with wells everywhere and stuff.
Sure.
So we kind of dug into that a little bit and didn't get anywhere. So I think like I said, I mean, if for some reason, if you can't do it that way, if you come back to them, I'm sure they'll work
Mhm.
something out. But I think it's a
That's-
preference,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
if that's what it comes to, they're definitely willing to work with you.
Mhm.
But he'd like it to be a backup position.
But I
instead of
think
first
it's kind of
choice.
a last resort, I guess, as opposed to,
That
you know.
sounds,
Mm-hmm.
that
Well, we
sounds
do
good.
appreciate him just even thinking
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And us going through all this,
The previous owner was,
it's difficult.
yeah, I can attest to that.
No, it's very nice. I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
It's a lot to undertake. If they'd been here for 10 years, maybe it'd be different.
Right,
They, they would it'd be easier to say, oh, yeah, okay, but this is all new to them.
yeah,
Yeah,
Their position's reasonable, it makes perfectly good sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
We have another option that's relatively simple. Yeah, we should move in that direction.
okay.
So, appreciate
Well,
you.
thank you for your time.
Okay, yeah, no, thanks. So, I mean,
Since you haven't.
it was easier than having conversations with the various people and like not understanding, I didn't understand a lot, the town piece, the town doing the work, well, that changes things a little bit, because now you're not hiring
Right,
Hunter Excavating to come in here with
Right.
huge machines and tens of thousands of dollars, I mean, the town,
because they're gonna chop the trees down that we do have to take down and.
yeah, they take care of everything, I mean, there's a lot of pieces that we didn't understand, so. And certainly, for some reason, if it doesn't work out, don't feel free to approach them and we can, we'll
Okay.
certainly.
Well, it's nice to have a backup position in case this doesn't work,
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
but it looks to me like that was the option, that's a smart.
Seems like
move.
the only, right now, the only way to go.
Well, certainly the way to go now,
Right.
unless we run into something that's
Oh,
even more.
we'll say that. Please.
This has been going on for over 2 years.
Yes.
Well, I know, and I think that's the worst part, is like, I know they're trying, like, I know you guys are in a hurry, I don't know if you're trying to do it this fall, but
Our heart
it
is
doesn't,
gone.
it doesn't seem
Yeah,
like,
I don't want that.
and it's driving them insane, because they just bought this house and they're trying to paint and do this stuff, and he's like, finally, that's why he hired me, because I can't deal with this anymore, I need somebody
Yeah,
to.
well, I was glad, can we actually?
You can keep all, you can keep all that stuff.
Hi, thank
Oh,
you
we
so
can
much.
keep this, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I appreciate your alacrity, is that the fancy word for quickness?
Well, I would have gotten back to you quicker, but I had to get a hold of Juniper Inn, is it Juniper Inn on the other side of the road from the town hall, or Pre-Mountain Inn? Try to get some information on their well, a woman was on vacation for a week, so I couldn't really move forward on my stuff in the meantime.
Well, actually, you did.
I think one of those freezers would really have to work.
I have it, do you want more? I have a couple other copies of this, if you guys, that's the Bell plan, if you're interested.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm gonna just take it home and recycle it, so if you,
Okay, I have this one.
Is that the same?
it's the same as that.
Put it down below, yeah.
If you don't need it, and then I did print out a couple of air photos of the project, I don't know if
That
that,
would be good.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
and there's two of them here.
Whoa.
I know, unfortunately, you guys don't have the boundaries that I can plop on, but here is,
The street.
equal streets of that. And that's the town hall.
Yeah.
So my only thought from above was, something has this, is that a house? I don't know if that's,
Is that a house up there?
no,
Yeah.
above us.
Yeah, that's
no, it's
right.
not that, it's a driveway to that, if I
That
didn't know.
house. And
If
then-
down the power lines is a possibility, I didn't do that, I
Right, and I
don't.
think these folks on this part here,
The Smiths actually owned
up to there.
up into here somewhere,
And they own, and then,
and maybe even up into here. So if that was another option, they would certainly let you put a well on the upper sort of the property if it was easy to get to it from that way, but I don't, you know, I don't know those people, I don't know if that's, you know, that might be an instant no, or it might, you know, I just, you know, it's a road along,
Right,
now it's cutting that distance to,
right, because it stops.
but
right
now
there.
they have all the same, you know,
Right, and I think this
their
is
properties and
over here.
yeah,
That's another factor that just makes this thing simpler.
yeah.
So,
You've done a good job.
thank you so much, thank you very much. for
You
your
need
time.
these back, we have one of these?
You can have both of them,
That's good.
and you don't want these, you don't want these going.
We've got,
Yeah, we've got
Bruso.
two of them, and some smaller ones.
Okay.
You think
one
we
here
see-
upstairs.
you want-
No, I mean,
I think that we're fine.
okay,
So,
okay, and for, you know,
yes, if there's any else.
if there's anything else comes up, just let me know, or.
I know where to get
All right?
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Do you know anything about Chris Tomberg yet?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I know he's done here any
Oh,
minute,
yes.
so they transferred,
They did transfer?
well, October 1st, I think, so not yet. He's still doing
Because
both.
when I talked to you the last time, you said it was kind
It's
of.
gonna be, yeah, so it's definitely decided. He'll be gone, I think, October 1st, but
Wow, that's a shame.
he just got hired too, yeah, so he's been working there for like 6 months and they every department shifted 2 engineers to, I think, stormwater division, so.
Oh, so
So
that's where he's going?
that's where he's going, yeah, which is too bad.
Yeah.
He was good to work with.
He's
so.
a good
Yes.
guy. I found him
Very good, very patient and understanding
Yeah,
and
he really
explains
was.
things. Some- They don't always do that, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much and
Thank you much.
have a good night.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
Do we need a motion?
No,
I wanted to ask Judy, now, what's your thinking as far as the timing of this? Is fall gonna be doable?
It should be, yes. Because they actually can, maybe not with the steep climb, they can even drill a well during winter time. So I think what we need to do is to kind of get started.
get going on it, you
Yeah.
know, and go with that original plan. I think
Yeah.
that seems like,
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like it now.
yeah, I mean, I understand where these people are coming from. It's like,
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I hate
it's
being a
confusing
shooter.
for them.
No, they make a legitimate point.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, we have a new owner on our road too, and a lot of ideas from more populated area is getting kind of done in our area. And probably not.
Okay.
Okay, number 5, we have notices from the state of Vermont wastewater system for potable water. It's a copy to the 2 landowners, one is Dexter Munger, one is Wesley Genevart. It's just for our information.
Where's the one that says Route 30 and 100? Dexter, Munger's property.
Dexter Munger. I know,
Do we know what that, because there's 2 30 and 100 intersections.
I think the 88 Vermont Route 30 would be up in the Rossville area. I would
no,
think.
that's
that's-
Rossendale,
yeah.
811, that's the old R&D Sunoco.
But that's Wesley Genevart, I'm asking about.
Right, I know you're asking about the other one, 'cause I looked, and
What's the other one?
I didn't look at the book and page.
Is there another one?
Yeah, there's
There's
2 there.
2.
Oh, I thought that was,
No, there's 2 of them.
Dexter Munger and property located.
Yeah, I think
on
it's north, the Route 130, 100 north. Or is,
Well, the property at 30 and 100, there's the
we have to look at,
snowboard school, snowboard company.
no, it's not that,
And I'm trying to think what else is at 30 and 100.
right? We'd have to look at book 53, page 178. So if you want to do that.
I
Yeah,
can do that.
Okay, let's see. Lou?
only to kind of update you on what we were doing last week, meeting with Matt Mann. Judy was at that meeting. Basically, it was an attempt to get started on potentially some capital improvement ideas that we had. Matt got a grant from from V-Trans to help some towns with capital improvement plans. And he told me he's going to be sending me something this week, and we'll use that as the basis for some thought process regarding our budgeting for that capital improvement. So just keep you informed.
Oh, good. Anything else?
That's it.
Judy?
I really don't have anything, but I think I need to go into executive session.
Did you address this outside the executive?
Why don't we can do that
Is
last
that-
so then Rich can go home?
Okay.
Because we're not gonna do a motion or anything, we're not gonna have a.
Okay. So I don't have anything
Other than that, okay, Paul?
I don't have anything.
Okay, I do. Information, this is just some correspondence from the state of Vermont regarding our FEMA money that we receive each year. And it said that their audit, they have found that the town is in corrective action as our plan is satisfactory with the FEMA money that we've spent. And this is information regarding the solar plant in Rossonville from the state and the Public Service Board, what they've been doing. And also, I had a conversation the other afternoon with Drew Hazelton. Rescue Inc. is purchased a piece of property in West Hampton.
Oh, is that where their signs
Where
are?
their sign is correct.
Oh.
And they want to put up a new, a Division 2, take it out of Grace Cottage and put it there and house the more trucks, I guess, or whatever. He asked if the board would be willing to write a letter to the state. He's gonna email me who to send it to, with a copy to them saying why this project is needed. It's similar to what the cement plant did, and, because you have to go through Act 250. So, if it's okay, I'll do up a letter and sign it on behalf of the board. And
It's a
so,
letter of support, basically.
a letter of support, right,
Yeah,
yes,
actually, it's a good idea.
because it is needed, so.
Just territory covered.
So we'll do that, and he was gonna ask all the different towns that they service if they would do that. So if nobody objects to that,
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea,
I do too.
putting that District 2 there.
okay. All right, we have a motion to go into executive session at 7:52.
Is this for personal issue?
Personnel issue, yes.
Yes, personnel.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we're gonna go into executive session at 7:52.
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm a little slow.
Tomorrow it'll be C.